Hey everybody, welcome to my channel, Return to Collecting. New to YouTube is my first video, so please forgive the quality, let's say. Big fan of baseball card collecting, used to collect when I was a kid. Back in the late 80s, early 90s, got out of the hobby for a while, and then when I turned 40, started getting back into it, and been basically on a tear ever since. Really love watching a bunch of the videos on YouTube. A lot of the content that I see, they're all fantastic, and I decided to create my own. So without further ado, my first video, I decided I wanted to do a top 100. Those are my favorite videos that I see on YouTube, so let's go with that. The first video will be my top 50, and my second video will be my number 50 through number 1. So number 100, 1992 Stadium Club Shaquille O'Neal rookie card in the Gem Mint 10. Number 99, one of my favorite football cards, 1986 Topps Jerry Rice in the Near Mint 8. Number 98, 1986 Fleer Hakeem Olajuwon in the Near Mint 8. Number 97, 1971 Topps Burt Blyleven rookie in a Near Mint 7. Number 96, my 1964 Topps Phil Niekro in a 5. So one of the things I've been working on for my collection is getting the 3,000 strikeout club. So that's, I picked up the Blyleven and the Niekro to help build that out. Number 95 is my 1991 Stadium Club Nolan Ryan Tuxedo card. It's a great card. I remember that from when I was a kid. Always loved that card. Next is my 1981 Nashville Sounds Don Mattingly team issue. This is a pretty interesting card. Big fan of Don Mattingly when I was growing up. I grew up in New Jersey, so big Yankees fan back in the 80s. Plus it's sponsored by Arby's, and who doesn't love an Arby's sandwich? So it's number 94 in the collection. Number 93, more modern card. 2017 Bowman Prospects Ronald Acuna, the Gem Mint 10. Started picking up some of the more modern cards last couple of years. I think that I'm a bigger fan of vintage, as you'll see from my collection. I do have some moderns. They're the ones that I typically have reduced in value the most since I purchased them. 1992 Bowman Pedro Martinez in a Gem Mint 10. That is number 92. Number 91, 1978 Topps Eddie Murray in a Near Mint 8. This next one, I kind of ventured outside of baseball a little bit recently. Picked up a 01 Upper Deck Tiger Woods in Gem Mint 10. I bought this probably at the peak of the market, so this one is probably one of my worst performing cards. I think I paid almost $1,000 for this thing back in 2021. So that Tiger Woods is number 90. So those are my bottom 10 of the top 100. Number 89 is a 97 Fleer David Ortiz rookie. Call him David Arias, the Gem Mint 10. Number 88, 1962 Topps Gaylord Perry rookie card in a 6.5. I picked this up recently at a show here that I went to locally here. The gentleman had a bunch of good 50s and 60s cards. They weren't in the greatest condition, but this one I thought was pretty good eye appeal for a 6.5, so I picked that one up. Again, part of my 3,000 strikeout club collection. Number 87 is a 1990 Topps Tiffany Nolan Ryan in a Gem Mint 10. Nolan Ryan was my favorite player growing up, as you could tell from the picture in the middle of the background there, so there's going to be a lot of Ryans in the collection. Big Rockies fan, so we got the 1990 Bowman Tiffany Larry Walker in the Gem Mint 10. Best Rocky who ever played. Next card's an interesting one. It's a very vintage card. It's an 1887 Old Judge Kurt Welch. It's a SGC1, but it's a pretty good condition for being in an SGC1. The back of the card has some severe staining on it, but the front of the card is quite good for being 140 years old. Kurt Welch is an interesting guy. I never heard of him, but I bought the card because the card looked great. So after I bought it, I did a little bit of research, and he's an interesting guy. He was a pretty solid alcoholic. He kept bottles of beer behind the center field wall. So when the ball was hit out to it, he'd grab the ball, throw it back in, and then reach behind the wall and drink a beer. So interesting fact there about good old Kurt Welch. Number 84, 2008 Topps Max Scherzer Update Rookie in a Gem Mint 10. Number 83 is a 2005 Topps Justin Verlander Rookie in the Gem Mint 10. Had a great season last season. They beat my Yankees, but you got to give him props. Won the World Series. Number 82, 1993 Topps Gold Nolan Ryan in the Gem Mint 10. Number 81, it's a 1974 Topps Dave Winfield in a Near Mint 8. Big Dave Winfield fan when he used to play on the Yankees when I was a kid. Used to love watching him. 1977 Topps Strikeout Leaders. Got two of the best pitchers of all time on there. Got Nolan Ryan and Tom Seaver, both 3,000 strikeout club guys. Next up is an interesting card. I originally bought this card because I'm a big Derek Jeter fan, but I thought it was interesting because they superimposed Mickey Mantle in the dugout and President Bush in the stand standing up there. I've seen this in the regular Topps quite a bit, but I found a gold version probably about 3 years ago in a 9, so I picked that up. That card was number 79. 78, 1966 Jim Palmer in a Near Mint 7. One of the best pitchers of all time comes in at 77. 1984 Fleer Update Roger Clemens Rookie in a 9. It says it has a print defect. I've been looking through the card and I hadn't really seen where that was. Can't figure that one out, but you know, what are you gonna do? I got a good deal on it with that with the print defect. Number 76, the 1988 Topps Tiffany Nolan Ryan in a Gem Mint 10, and number 75, the bottom 25 of the top 100 is a 1980 Topps Nolan Ryan in a Mint 9. All right, number 74 is a 1983 Topps Super Veteran Nolan Ryan in an SGC 10. Number 73 is a 1989 Topps Nolan Ryan and a Gem Mint 10. Some of these Nolan Ryans, especially the ones I have from the mid 80s through the mid 90s, I picked these cards up probably 4 years ago for, I don't know, between $10 and $30 a piece. They've really performed well over the last couple of years. Number 72 is a 1965 Steve Carlton rookie in a excellent Mint 6. Again, one of my 3,000 strikeout guys. Number 71, love him or hate him, 1986 Topps traded Barry Bonds in the Gem Mint 10. He's got the all-time home run record and the single season record. Definitely think there should be an asterisk on that, but nonetheless, he's still one of the greatest of all time when it comes to overall performance. Even before he started taking steroids, he was one of the best of all time. So it's too bad that he screwed that up with the steroids, but you know, it is what it is. Number 70 is a 1979 Topps Nolan Ryan in a Mint 9. Number 69 in my collection is a 1955 Topps Harmon Killebrew rookie card. It's a excellent 5. I picked this up from the same dealer at the show I went to as the Gaylord Perry. It's a really clean 5. I like this card a lot. Number 68 is my 1993 Topps Derek Jeter in a Gem Mint 10. Just before cards went crazy during COVID, I decided to pick up all the Jeter rookie cards. And they performed really well. They've all come back down to earth recently, but all in all, a lot of those performed really well, and we'll see quite a few of those in the collection. Speaking of which, next up is a 1993 Select Derek Jeter card in the Mint 10. And just to clarify where I pulled the pricing to rank these guys, I use a website called Vintage Card Pricing, and I just base it on their pricing. Some of these may or may not be 100% accurate on what they're currently selling for on eBay, but I figured it was easier to just pull that than to try to figure out what they're going for and what they could go for on eBay. Next up is the Aaron Judge rookie. He had a hell of a season last season. This is my number 66 card, his 2013 Bowman Chrome. Aaron Judge draft picks and prospects in a 10. At the time that I bought this card, I actually could have bought the auto version, but opted not to, and I'm definitely regretting that one. And then speaking of regretting cards, I bought this, the Mike Trout Bowman Chrome Draft rookie card, the 9.5, at the absolute peak of the market. This card right here is my worst performing card in my entire collection. It's down probably like 70% from the peak that I bought it at. So you win some, you lose some. That's the name of the game. Next card up is one of the few ungraded cards I have in my collection. It's a 1941 play ball Ted Williams. It's in pretty rough shape. This one I basically based the value of this guy off of what a authentic altered would go for, because I figure if I do send that in the PSA to get graded, that's probably what the grade is that they'll give me. Next up, number 63. This one, if it was in a little bit better condition, would definitely be in my top 10, but my 1993 SP Foil Jeter in a near mint 8. Next up, number 62 is a 1974 Hank Aaron. This is the year that he beat Babe Ruth's record, so he's got the all-time home run king card that year. Got this in a near mint 8. And coming up next, another Jeter. We have a 93 Upper Deck Jeter in a gem mint 10. And then also followed up by another Ryan, a 1984 Topps Nolan Ryan in the gem mint 10. Number 59, one of the greatest athletes of all time, a 1986 Topps traded Bo Jackson in the gem mint 10. One of my favorite cards as a kid growing up. Always fun to get this one. The 1989 Fleer Billy Ripken F-Face error card, gem mint 10. One of the best Red Sox of all time, probably the second best after Ted Williams. But 1960 rookie star Carl Yastrzemski in a BVG6. It's one of my few BVG cards. I'm not a huge fan of these holders, but thought this one was a pretty good deal, so I picked this one up. Another Jeter. This one's interesting. This is one of his high school cards. It's his 1992 front row draft picks. Derek Jeter in a gem mint 10. Number 55 is a 1993 Bowman Derek Jeter, gem mint 10. Got some vintage here finally coming up. The number 54 is a 1953 Topps Satchel Paige in a 1. So I bought this card from that same vendor at the show. He had a bunch of interesting stuff. I thought this card was a great one. I mean, if we look at it here, the red down there is prone to chipping. The corners aren't fantastic, but I think really the primary reason this got a 1, doesn't really faze me. If you look real closely above his hat there, you can see a pinhole in it. But I love this card. Always loved this card as a kid, and the price I got it for was fantastic, so I went ahead and picked that up. Satchel Paige, good old Satch. Next card actually was the best card I had in my collection when I was a kid. This isn't the same card. I don't have any of my baseball cards when I was a kid anymore, but this card I had this card in my collection. It was always my favorite card. 1962 Topps Manager's Dream Mantle and Mays. I mean, you don't really get better than that power duo right there. Number 52 in my collection. I love cards like these. When they do a rookie card of two guys, both of them are for sure going to be in the Hall of Fame. It's pretty impressive. The 2001 Topps Traded Chrome Ichiro Pujols rookies in a 9. I wanted that card in the 10, but I waited too long and the 10s went crazy, so I ended up picking it up in the 9. Number 51, the last card in the bottom 50 of the top 100 is a 1992 Derek Jeter High School Prospects card with a little son in a mint 9. This was an interesting card. It's kind of cool to pick up multiple of Derek Jeter's high school cards. All right, guys, well, that's the numbers 100 through 51 in my collection. I look forward to coming back to you guys here soon with the top 50 in my collection. There's a lot more vintage in that bottom half of that collection than there is in the lower half up here. So looking forward to talking to you guys, and we'll talk soon. Stay tuned. Thanks.